So any other questions that you have?
I have a question regarding the trapezoids in Nazca on the plains. I've studied, and there are hundreds and hundreds of these trapezoids, and I've been told that I was there when they were being made, but I would like to know the purpose for these trapezoids.
Indeed, we confirm that you were there. We may have even been the ones who shared this with you. We're not sure where your source came from, but this is symbolic of well, we would say truth, but we would say truth that mankind can understand in a kind of very primal way. So one can understand things kind of from a physiological thing where, you know, the body resonates or it does not. And then there's the emotional body where something that feels right or it does not. And then there's the mental body where it makes sense or it does not. And then there's the spiritual body where one can have conscious, full awareness of it or see it for not being that. We're saying that these kind of trapezoids things work from more of a primal sense, that it allows the understanding to come from the very base or root. And because that was necessary at that time, you know, they were more conscious of their kind of physicality and their kind of root awareness. And we say similar to the things of the crop circles, although this is heightening from kind of more of a base root to kind of a somewhat emotional, hitting on the intellectual, but it can resonate even into the spiritual. Someone's spirituality can be, depending on where the person's at, someone's spirituality can fully kind of get and embody the energies that are being brought forth because of this. Or someone's mind can kind of awe and be of wonder and be of curiosity. But it's the same type of information that is being brought down to kind of stimulate awareness. Do you have further questions about this?
No, that's good. I do have one question. There are animals drawn into the desert with the trapezoids. I feel they are of different meaning, maybe different culture. Is this true?
When you mean different meaning and different culture, what do you speak?
Were they made simultaneously as the trapezoids and lions, or were they brought in later?
Are you talking about the animals?
The depictions of the hummingbird.
Oh,
and
I
spider.
see. You're speaking of the actual result of these carvings, not of actual animals themselves.
Right, they're
yes.
carvings in the desert.
So the question is, were they brought in before or at the same time?
Right.
What we say is it was brought for just prior. What they did was they were finding different kind of creatures that vibrated at a similar level. So instead of using their symbolisms, they were starting to use kind of the earth symbolisms. So if a hummingbird is kind of a quick ability and kind of a very delightful ability, and you know, it energetically held a certain I think it was then, it's like, okay, well, we can use that as a symbol to place here instead. And many of the cultures back then, many of the primal cultures were using animals as symbols. You can look at the Egyptian ones and the Native American ones, and they were very much involved with kind of making animals kind of archetypal symbols. Does this make sense to you? Or do you have further questions around this?
Yes, it does, but the only way to see these symbols are from the air. And that has confused a lot of people.
Well, because it's not necessarily for sight. You know, these crop circles, if no one was in those areas, it would just be left there. It is an energetic kind of placement. It is kind of like a fingerprint that is being placed down here. It's more of an energetic wisdom or knowledge that is being shared. It is not necessary for man's eyes to see, as it is for their inner eyes or their inner being to see and shared. And these things can happen on an energetic level. Once it's been, like once the earth has received it. So the earth is a portal. It's a receptive portal. And it is receiving. It's receiving for mankind. So it can receive it, and as mankind receives it, then it can go throughout the consciousness for those that are open to it. There are many who are very closed and who are not open to it. I'm not sure if this answers your question or this is...
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. Our time is at an end, and so we must excuse ourselves.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we have one last word to say then. We ask that you know, like you've known nothing else in your life, that you're loved. That there will always be available to you all that you need. That we are available to you, that many beings, call them your angelic realms, call them whatever, your ancestors, are available to assist you in all things. So the more that you are receptive, the more that you can receive. And we ask that you keep yourselves, your minds particularly, in a receptive mode. And then enjoy these things, enjoy life, enjoy your experiences, and share this enjoyment of life and your experience with others. And for this we give thanks. Whoa! Wow, that was amazing.
You got a real download. You got a download.
Yeah, I think they like the limelight.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Robert, for doing this.